roll around on the ground drunk.
Hi, it's Robbie from Southern California. I'm coming to you today with two different questions that have nothing to do with one another, but I think it's important to address immediately. We can do one on hummingbirds and one on our YouTube channel. Now, let's start with hummingbirds and then we'll go to the other one. With the hummingbirds, I've gotten a couple comments in different directions that are very disturbing to me. One was so disturbing, I will tell you, I rarely ever take things off, but I took it off because if I would have left it and somebody would have done, or people would have done what this person said, you could have killed hundreds and thousands of hummingbirds, depending on your situation. So let's talk about the heat. Yes, we're going to be very hot this week. We're really hot today, and we're going to get hotter as the week goes on. And the thing is, the hummingbirds come in big time when it gets hot. You'll see them very early in the morning and very late at night, and then sporadically all day. The reason they're coming in bigger numbers is because the flowers in the garden, a lot of them with the heat, wilt. And when they close up and they don't give off nectar, the hummingbirds go crazy in the area to find all the flowers they possibly can, which burns up tons of energy as they're going from flower to flower and flower. I mean, think of the times they're beating their wings until they go to hundreds of flowers to get a little bit of nectar. So when they know they have another food source, which is hummingbird feeders, like what's behind me, they know and depend on that they can forage on all the different flowers, and then they know in their mind they can come here, grab some food, and go back and forage. What I'm getting is somebody, and some people have put down, as soon as it gets hot, pull your feeders. In a matter of a couple hours, some of them said it turns into alcohol. If it turned into alcohol, you'd have a lot of people making wine and beer and all that. It doesn't turn into alcohol in a matter of hours. In the amount of time during the day, it won't do that at all. And the biggest thing is, if you're feeding hummingbirds and you're a regular feeder of them and they depend on you and they show up and everything is gone, what do you think is going to happen to those hummingbirds that have been living among your garden, your yard, in your area? And when they come there on a hot day, so wanting to get a little bit of food so they can keep going and back foraging. Stop and think what's going to happen to so many of those hummingbirds. Could be a quarter to half of them will be wiped out if they can't find the food. If you pull and other people they know of pull, that could be the end of the hummingbirds in your area. And some people come back saying, gee, I had a ton of hummingbirds. They're all gone. What happened? I don't know what happened. But the point is, that's not true. Get your feeders in an area where you can create some shade. I have made shade covers all over, including umbrellas. I can't really unhook it, but you can buy these umbrellas from Walmart. Let me see if I can real quick. Let me try. I probably won't be able to hook it back afterwards. Oh, I won't be able to get it back. I buy these little umbrellas. They're like $2 from Walmart. And these are the cutest things. It prevents some of the sun and rain. I mean, rain is just as bad. It waters down the hummingbird feeder. And then when it comes to the sun, it helps protect from the sun. Even it creates a little bit of shade. As the sun passes, it'll stay somewhat cool. That is a big thing. You don't want to feed hummingbirds, take your feeders down. That would be the best thing, and don't feed them at all. But don't pull their food source at the most important critical time that they need it, and they come knowing, well, we know where there's food, it's going to keep us alive, and they show up and it's gone. That to me is horrifying. So you don't want to feed them, don't feed them. Make some shade, put your feeders out, even if it's 110 degrees. If it gets 110 degrees, they can lap at it a little bit. What I do is I freeze nectar, quarter of a cup of white granulated sugar and 1 cup of water, stirred well until it's dissolved. I usually add in half hot, half cold, and that's really, it's not even half because I make like a half a gallon. But the point is, you can start it with a little bit of warm water. The balance would be cold water, and then you can put it out. You can take that nectar and freeze a lot of it. You can put it in ice cube trays, crack it. fill the feeder up with frozen nectar and then top it with a little bit of regular nectar that you have left and then put it out there. It will stay cool for hours. Find some shade so they can have something. If you're home, swap it out a couple times during the day. That would be the best thing. And if you don't have that many hummingbirds, some of you said, well, you're wasting your money because you keep changing the feeders out. Don't keep changing the feeders out. Just put out a small amount. You don't have to fill the feeder. They're not looking to see how much food is in there. Some of them look like they're empty and they're not. There's still food on the bottom reservoir. Put a small amount out. And then if you have to go in the middle of the day, check it. If it's gone or most of it's gone, take it in. Keep the rest in the fridge and refill it. But please don't train your hummingbirds that you have food and then let them think that you do have food and then they go there and you've decided, well, I'm going to pull it. Put it in the shade, find the shadiest place, maybe under a tree, maybe create some bushes and flowers and put it near that because plants are still doing fine in the weather and push it up against that. There's a lot we can do. You can make larger shade covers. You know, I've got multiple videos on making shade covers, but please don't decide on a hot day when they all come swarming in and then the food is gone. I mean, that's kind of common sense. Just think about it. And then when they leave, if they can't find another food source, they can't find enough to eat or drink. I mean, they're getting not only in the warm weather are they getting their nectar, but they're also getting water. So that was a big one I wanted to address. You could put out less feeders if you feel that you put too much out and you throw a lot away. Just have a few feeders out, but don't pull 100% of the feeders in the heat. Create some shade, even if you've got to take a big block, freeze it in the freezer, drop it in there, put it out. I know it's going to heat up quick when you're like 110 degrees, but it's better than nothing. And then put a small amount and try to put it in the shade. So that's kind of something I wanted to talk about. It's not going to turn to alcohol in a matter of hours. I think Gary used to he made ginger beer and stuff, and he knows the chemistry isn't going to work.
So I talked about in the video about flowers fermenting, and I thought I made a mistake. Did I make a mistake?
No, because when I was going to school, secondary school, outside some of our windows, there were eucalyptus trees. Like I think they were red flowering gums or something. And a couple of days after it rained, the lorikeets, the parrots would come in, they'd be feeding on the flowers, and they'd roll around on the ground drunk.
And how many days did it take for those flowers to ferment and become alcoholic?
I don't know, 3 or 4 days, maybe longer, I'm not sure.
You know, I had a whole segment in this video when I was outside talking, and I thought, wait a minute, maybe it was fruit, so I cut it out. So I didn't need to cut it out. I was right. It was flowers that ferment.
Yeah, some of the eucalyptus or eucalypt flowers do ferment.
In the heat.
In the heat.
Oh, and you've seen the birds do this.
Yeah, I've seen them. We'd be sitting in the classroom looking out the window, and we'd be distracted by that, and the teacher would yell at us.
And these birds are rolling around the ground, huh?
Yeah, they'd roll around on the ground.
Were they? When did they fly off? I mean, were they okay?
Yeah, they were okay. They come out of it. I don't know how long.
Oh my gosh, they have drunk birds rolling around the ground. Oh my gosh. So no hummingbird nectar is going to turn to alcohol in 6 hours.
Not in 6 hours.
Oh well. Okay. Well, thank you for that. I'll put you in instead of putting back what I talked about because you actually saw the drunk birds.
Yeah,
cool.
I saw it.
No pictures, huh?
No, not from back then.
You were in grammar school?
No, secondary school.
Secondary. That's like junior high here.
We'll be saying like high school here.
Oh.
It wasn't. It was from 7th to 11th.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for the information.
The other thing I wanted to talk about, now that I've got that off my chest, is I've gotten so many people asking me, does it cost money to subscribe to your channel? I've got one today. I've had it multiple times in the past. In fact, recently I was at the store. A lady saw me. She hugged me. She kissed me out of the blue. And she said, oh, I want to subscribe. But what does it cost? And she whipped out her phone and I showed her To subscribe to a channel is absolutely free, and it's the greatest thing you can do. It supports the channel because then YouTube knows that a lot of people want to watch it. It also gives you the incentive to keep going as you see the channel's numbers build up. And it makes YouTube push the videos out there a little bit more. And best of all, you can hit a little bell. And anytime I come on live, sometimes I'm at the store with a great sale. Sometimes I'm at a nursery just showing you the plants. Other times we're just in the backyard enjoying the evening or watching something in the sky or watching the hummingbirds sometimes. You'll get a little ding on your phone or a little banner that comes across like you get regular messages, and it will say Robbie and Gary Gardening Easy is live. And then you'll know if you want to see it. But to subscribe to a channel is always free. So keep that in mind. You just hit that subscribe button, boom, you're done. I think one of the best things in the world that we've got right now is YouTube. Something we can subscribe to YouTube. You get your own a channel. It's basically your account. And all they want is basically a phone number, and then you come up with a name. And you come up with a name. Some people don't. And then if they don't, sometimes it comes up with numbers. So there was a lot of people that I knew, and they didn't do they kind of call it a handle. So they got a name and a handle. You really want them to match. You can use your real name. You can use a fake name. You can use your dog's name. You can use something that is dearest to your heart. I love hummingbirds. You can put anything, but then you get to know people. And when they come back, I get to say, hi, Jane. Hi, Mary. Hi, Karen. Hi, Barbara. And I get to know you. You're like my family. So you want to kind of have a name there so I can see the name and I can address you. Plus, a lot of times you may have a question, and I try to go through as much as I can, but I'm so crazy busy filling and washing hummingbird feeders all day and gardening and working. So a lot of times I miss a lot, but I sometimes go back even a week later. But when I go live, you can ask me that question that's really important to you at that moment. So please subscribe. I made a promise once. I don't know if I can stick to it, but I'll never hit 1 million anyway. I said, I hit 1 million. I'm turning on the camera and you're going to see us just all the time. This is our life. But I'm not worried about it because I don't think we'll ever hit 1 million. So yeah, if I hit 1 million, you'll see me in the kitchen live. You'll see me out here live. But at this point, I'm so busy running around. I can't do that all the time. But I try to go live as much as I can. And I'm trying to get more stuff going the way I cook because I've got my own recipes or my own way of cooking that really saves us a lot of money, and it's fun. And well, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So I wanted to tell you, it is absolutely free. Everybody should have an account on YouTube. I think nationwide. I know when you buy a TV now, you have a YouTube app on there, and you go on there and it asks you, do you have an account? Or it tells you to come in as a guest. You can come in as a guest and watch it, and of course you can watch it there. You can't do thumbs up or anything because you don't have an account. But to open an account, people have multiple accounts. You can just come up with a name, use your phone number because they want to know it's you. And that's the only thing. And that's it. That's all you have to do. And if there's any question, they can always send you a message, but don't answer anything because there's so many scams. I've never had YouTube do anything except for one time. I think I was on a different phone or something, and they sent me a message to check my email. So my personal email, not to do it on the phone. And so I went and checked, and I had to tell them yes on my email to YouTube. Yes, that's me, just using something different. So it's basically to protect you. But YouTube is one of the safest, best ways to have something that is absolutely free. And then as you have a subscription to YouTube, they get to know you. So if you're watching hummingbird stuff, you're going to see more hummingbird stuff. If you're fixing refrigerators, they're going to show you more things to watch on how to fix a refrigerator. And you get crafts, if you're doing all kinds of craft work and stuff, they're going to show you that. They get to know you because you keep coming in there, and with your name, your subscription, and then with the stuff you watch, they'll show you other things and what to watch, stuff you didn't even know was there. So it's really a good thing. And what you get right now in life, that's free. Not much. So YouTube is free. Memberships is something else. YouTube started that a few years ago, and people have levels of memberships that go from whatever it is, $2 to $3, all the way up to $100. And that's because they do different things, and that supports the channel. So we have a lot of members. I love all the members. I'm not asking anybody to become a member, but I'll tell you that really does help us to keep going so I can keep feeding these birds and the wild birds out in the garden. And I do appreciate it. But that is different. You to just subscribe is absolutely free. So it's not going to cost you anything. I wanted to get those two things out because that lady in the store who was hugging me and said, "Oh, I want to subscribe so bad, but I don't really have a lot of money. I don't know how to do it." I said, "It doesn't cost anything to subscribe." And I showed her, and she was so excited. And then again today, and then other times I've got. So I wanted to get that out. So I'm going to step away because I don't want these birds to struggle in the heat. I want them to come in. Yes, this one's in the sun, but you know what? I'll just change it out in an hour. I've got all the other feeders. I've got water fountains. They've been bathing all day, constantly. So put out some water if you can. Put your feeders out when it's hot, but try to get it in the shade, and that's what I'm creating, shade for them. Either make a cover of any type, use a plate if you want, but I bought these little umbrellas, and I made this. If you want to know how to make it, it didn't take much to do. I love these. I actually ordered another set, and these are just the cutest things. I've got one in the garden that's 8 months old, and it may have faded, and I'm going to paint it, and it still looks good. It's still going strong. I'm going to paint it because it faded. It was a light pink, and now it's almost white. But this material really lasted long. And this also protects from the rain. So when it rains, it drips past the feeder. Because once the feeder in the rain gets wet inside and they taste it and they see it's diluted, they won't eat it either. So keep that in mind in the winter or even in the summer when it's raining. So I hope I've given you some answers to some of your questions. Please subscribe. I love it. I really do. But hey, if you can't, you can't. If you're watching on a TV and you haven't signed up, because you do have to sign up either on your phone or a computer or a tablet to get your own account. And like I said, they don't ask for much. So with that, have a wonderful day. And don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, let's see if I can hang this back up.